Alright everyone, welcome to Game Reviews and More. My name is Samgeo, and this is a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 commentary that I am uploading for you. So I'll just open this with a bit of information about myself. My name is Samgeo, my real name is George. I'm 16, live in South London, and my favourite games are Call of Duty, Batman, Final Fantasy and Minecraft. So I have a lot of variety on my channel, so if you do want to check out, it's not just Call of Duty, although that is what I'm best at, because it's my game. So but yeah, something I really wanted to talk about in this commentary was of E3. At the time of doing this commentary, it's the 8th of May, so it's literally a month yesterday would have been the Sony press conference, I believe. So a lot of things I'm hoping for in E3. There's a couple of obvious stuff that's going to happen, such as Modern Warfare 3, if that's going to be its name, but the next Call of Duty will be announced. There's bound to be a load of stuff on probably Skyrim, Mass Effect 3, although I think that's being delayed to 2012, I'm not entirely sure. And then also games like I think there's a remake of Halo 1 and a load of other stuff. I'm doing a lot more in-depth series on my channel of this, where basically me and a friend are going to be talking about all the individual conferences. They're going to be about 10-minute episodes where I basically go over everything that's probably going to be there, what we hope is going to be there, and basically how awesome they're going to be. But this is just going to be kind of a vague, not really vague, but less detailed preview. But basically the big news so far is that the Nintendo Wii 2, or well, that's not actually its real name, but I think it's called Project Cafe at the moment, but that's going to be the main subject of Nintendo's conference, so that's pretty much guaranteed. There were a lot of rumours about the next Xbox console as well, however I don't really think they're true. I'm pretty certain it's going to be, they're going to announce it not this E3 but next year's E3, and then release it the year after that. So yeah, because it does seem a bit too early to be releasing a new Xbox. It's only been, how long has it been actually? Like 6 years, 7 years? I'm not entirely sure. But it's still quite early, especially since they're supposed to have 10-year life cycles each. Or is that just Sony? I'm not entirely sure. But the main talking point for my commentary is basically the big games that I hope will be there that they're gonna hopefully announce. One of them being a remake of Final Fantasy VII in HD, and not as in just like a HD reskin like the Shadow of Colossus HD or Sly Raccoon HD games. I mean a proper full remake in full super awesome HD 1080p, and that would be fucking amazing. I really hope they do that. I mean, if anyone, I don't know if anyone knows this, but the original tech demo for the PS3, when they, I don't know if it's when they first announced it or when they first released it, but basically the tech demo was Final Fantasy VII in HD, and it looked amazing. So if anyone wants to see what that was, just type in Final Fantasy VII tech demo or something like that. You'll find it easily. It looks pretty amazing. So hopefully that'll be announced. If it does, then by far Sony will have the better conference, because I'll happily pay £1,000 for that. Because Final Fantasy was probably my favourite game series when I was growing up. I preferred it over literally every other game series that were out then, like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. As much as I loved them, they just didn't compare to Final Fantasy for me. It's kind of weird going from a Japanese RPG onto a first-person shooter, which is kind of weird, but but oh well. And then yeah, another game that I really hope they announce would be basically Time Splitters 4, but I don't know if anyone ever played Time Splitters, but it was probably my favourite first-person shooter, or at least Time Splitters 2 was my favourite first-person shooter ever. I prefer it over any Call of Duty, even COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, definitely Black Ops because that sucks, but but Time Splitters was by far probably my favourite game series, other than Final Fantasy. It was just so much fun. It didn't take itself too seriously, and the amount of times me and my friend tried to do, I believe it was called Siberia, the first level on Time Splitters 2, the amount of time it took us to complete that on hard, it literally took us about a year, and this was playing it like every day. and then we got onto the second level and failed, so we just gave up and never played it again. But so hopefully they will announce Time Splitters 4 again. I'll happily pay a lot of money for that. I'm sure a lot of other people will, because that was definitely probably the most fun game of all time. But yeah, another game series that I think they will probably announce. Not really. I don't think I'll particularly enjoy it a lot, but because I'm not exactly the series' biggest fan. But as I said earlier, the Halo remake of Halo 1. I'm not sure if it's being made by Bungie or not, but from rumors that I've heard, it's basically a HD remake of the first Halo with new servers, new skins and everything, and improved multiplayer. I'm not exactly the biggest Halo player. I am getting an Xbox in the summer off my friend for £50, which is a pretty good deal. So I don't exactly like Xbox, but my friend kept convincing me to play Halo with him, so I guess I'm gonna have to try and get better. So probably end up picking this up if they do release it, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So yeah, and then another thing I hope they talk about at E3, but I don't really think they'll talk about at E3. More likely Tokyo Game Show. I don't know when that is though. But the Street Fighter Cross Tekken fighting game, which is basically like the best Street Fighter characters and the best Tekken characters fighting against each other in kind of mutant baby fighting game. Don't really know how to describe it, but it looks pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of Tekken. I prefer Tekken over Street Fighter, but recently it has gone downhill, so I kind of picked up Street Fighter a bit more. And also I'm a big fan of Marvel, but that's a whole different story. But hopefully they'll talk about that. Really excited for it, because again, Tekken was a big game I played in my childhood. I loved Kazuya, I loved Yoshimitsu. They're probably like my favourite characters in any game. So I really do hope they announce anything like that or show any gameplay. And then again, there's going to be loads of games such as Skyrim, Mass Effect 3. Let me think of some other stuff. Battlefield 3 will probably be there. A lot of stuff will be there actually. Time will tell. But yeah, so really looking forward to E3. So leave a comment in the comment section below what your favourite game you're looking forward to in E3, and if you actually think it's going to be a success, or which conference you think is going to be better. I personally think Sony's going to be better, but that's just because I'm a PS3 fanboy. Always have been, always will be. As much as the other consoles have their bonuses, I always think Sony will be better. It's better technically, and in my opinion has better games. But anyway, that decision is up to you for yourself. Thank you Junkyard for letting me upload this video. Really loving the channel, and it's going to turn out pretty MLG in the future. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my channel, link should be in the description. This has been Samgeo, and I'm signing off. See ya.